Just how low can we get our Empire Sprawl? That is what we're going to figure out. I believe I have the answer, so I'm going to show you how I got there. There are many ways you can get Empire Sprawl, from number of systems to number of colonies, but the number one biggest impact on your empire is empire size from pops. So we're going to take fanatic pacifism for a 30% reduction, and then we are going to take egalitarian. While completely unrelated to Empire Sprawl itself, it will allow us to pick a democratic government, which will allow us to get the Beacon of Liberty, meaning we now have a 45% reduction. Next up, we will be going to traits, where we will be picking up docile or its equivalent. That's another 10% reduction. We'll just add that. Now, what's important to keep in mind here is this 10% reduction. The math is going to be really weird how it works out in the end. Keep that in mind. You're not getting a 100% reduction when we go through all this. The numbers are they're going to be quite tricky. There is no origin to help us out this time, so we will go ahead and jump in and start using cheats to get to where we need to be. Here's our Empire of Chad. In fact, I'm going to separate our bonuses here at the top right to divide them into what category they fall in, the way our reduction is going to apply. First thing we want to do is get our tech going, because we got the psionic theory, which is fairly easy to get if you need to know how to get that. You can look it up yourself. That's a whole thing on its own. Have a spiritualist pops or a manic society leader. That helps. But that will apply a 10% empire reduction to our sprawl just for having the psionic theory technology. This is what that looks like, by the way. Next, I need to flesh out our unity tree, so let's just give ourselves a ton of unity. And we will want to be taking domination for that 10% empire size from pop reduction. We want harmony for a further 10% reduction. Now, mind you, this is in no particular order. If I were playing a real game, I would be picking expansion first. But we also want expansion to reduce the sprawl from our systems and colonies by 25%. That's pretty decent. Now that we've attained a bunch of Ascension perk slots, let's take the usable ones for our strategy here. Reduce our empire size from planets by a further 50%. Using Imperial Prerogative. Also, please don't get this late game. It's a waste of an Ascension perk. We still have quite a bit of unity, so why don't we put it to good use? Here we can ascend our planet up to level 10, since we have maxed out our Ascension perks. And because of that, we can reduce our planetary size by 55%, but this does not reduce the sprawl of your colony itself, such as it shows in, let's see, Imperial Prerogative or in the expansion tree. What this does is reduce your empire sprawl overall from this planet. That doesn't mean you can add 45% and then add 55% and you get 100% reduction. This applies before your empire bonuses, I believe. That seems to be how it's been working out for me. So up here you can see with all of our bonuses, plus a level 10 ascended planet, we're getting a little over 10-11% actual sprawl from our populations. Now from here we've pushed it just about as far as you can go, but I do have another idea, and that is to increase the skill level of our governors, because that will give us a planetary modifier of a further 20% reduction if you cap them out to 10, which is their limit. So now we can see at our empire level, we have 0.7 sprawl for each population now. Now with all of these combined bonuses put into their own little category, we have achieved an empire size of 8, with the populations taking only 9% of their original sprawl value. That's crazy. So now that you have everything on screen at the top right, let me simplify it. There we are, that looks much cleaner. Now while these are in no particular order of how they're applied, I did want to make it a point that these are applied separately. A 30% base sprawl from pops, a 75 empire sprawl from pops, 10% from districts, 75% from planets, 25% from systems, and a 55% overall sprawl from our planetary ascension. That is pretty solid, and I am personally quite happy with those numbers. Now, I have done a cardinal sin and just spawned in 5,000 pops just to see if everything works out like it should, and it does. We have about 9% empire sprawl from that. Now, normally with over 5,000 population, we would be suffering around a 400% penalty. I'll double check here in a second. But because of our reductions, instead of a 400% penalty, we only have a 34% penalty. Booting up a previous game where we beat the 25x crisis, you can see at about 3000 Empire Sprawl, we're looking at a 300% plus penalty, so you can kind of get the idea. I hope that helps. Remember to like, sub, and comment if you want me to keep making this content. I'm out.